basketball. The Buckeyes are preparing for battle, and you're preparing to listen to them. Equally important, this is Fan Warm-Up.
All right, Buckeye basketball fans, here we go. The home slate for the 2024-2025 season begins tonight. I hope we got a good crowd and as good of an environment as we can have for our opener against Youngstown State tonight. That would be nice. You've got a team that starts now. Well, I guess they didn't start. They had to earn their way in. They were getting votes in the first AP poll. The Buckeyes were maybe sitting in that 31st spot, so they were getting some recognition from the pollsters, and they get that win a week ago tonight. We're getting out of here much earlier tonight, though, because that was a 10 p.m. tip-off Eastern time last week. But boy, was it fun when they took down a top 20 Texas team with just some good ball from Bruce Thornton leading the way with 20 points. Micah Parrish transfers over from San Diego State. He hits you with 17 points and just looks like a calming presence out there, too. He's one of those players that I think we want to watch and make a focal point all year long. Micah Parrish, our wing, who comes over from San Diego State. You also got John Mobley, who I'm not really sure what the nickname deal is, because I heard one of my buddies who covers the team, Patrick Murphy from 24/7 Sports, talked to him in the offseason, asked him about that, and he said, my name's John. But as we've been talking to head coach Jake Diebler, Jake obviously keeps referring to him as Junie. Now, maybe that's one of those, Coach, can you do that? I'll just go with John for now, and then we'll just see how it goes. Either way, great shooter. John Mobley, true freshman, he is one of those guys you're going to want to watch. I think you've known about Meechie Johnson, and you were already excited that Meechie Johnson was transferring back from South Carolina. He had 6 points in the Texas game last week. Didn't really go off, though, and Meechie's efficiency as a shooter is something that we're going to keep an eye out start of the season as we get deeper into the season as well. But John Mobley, just an incredible impact player this guy is going to be as a true freshman. The type of impact that a Malachi Branham was able to make. I don't think that's too big of a statement. They're different players, but the way that John can stretch the floor, and it's not just that he's unafraid to shoot it. There's a difference. There is a difference between being unafraid to shoot the basketball and being good at it and knocking them down time and time again. Now, I don't know if he's going to shoot 50% from three for the year, but if he's north of 40%, I'm signing up for that. I'm all good. We'll go back to late last week as head coach Jake Diebler was, still, feeling pretty good about the team's performance against Texas. But at the same time, he is a smart guy. And he knows that was one basketball game. You wouldn't have wanted to bury the season if the Buckeyes had lost it. So you also don't want to build statues or hang banners because of one win this year. But a nice surprise for the Buckeyes to be ranked this early, no doubt.
When things are going bad, it's very easy to say, like, oh, don't look at that or listen to this. And I think it applies when things are going good. We have to be about growing. It's great to get the result that we got, and we wanted that result, and that was important. Not minimizing the result, but we have to be about growth. Although it was a really good win against what I think is going to be a really good team, we didn't play perfect by any means, and we have a lot of room to play better, and I think that's exciting for me.
Yeah, no doubt about it. He gets it. You're probably not going to have that same game script a lot of the times where you can shoot that many threes and you're going to be that efficient, shooting 50% from beyond the arc and really not getting a ton of 2-point looks until the second half when you started to get a little bit smarter on the drives and try to set up some more high percentage shots. In the first half, I think they had two 2-point baskets. That was it. But there was a lot to like with Ohio State's first game. I know you're going to want to see more development from Aaron Bradshaw and Sean Stewart, the starting 4 and the starting 5, who are former 5-star high school recruits from Duke and Kentucky, but still, they gave 4 points in that first game. That's certainly not going to be what you're looking for every single game for the Buckeyes, but give that some time. Maybe one of those guys takes a step here tonight as you host the Penguins from Youngstown State. Let's talk some more basketball here. One of my favorite times of the night. we hit the Buckeye Breakdown with Ron Stokes.
It's time to go inside the Buckeyes with OSU basketball analyst and former captain Ron Stokes.
All right, Ron, now we are home. The confines of the Schottenstein Center. How excited for you for Buckeye basketball in the home slate this year?
Yeah, very excited. I mean, obviously, you come off a great win on the road. Not a true road game, but still away from Columbus, Ohio, quality win. But again, a lot of the things that I was excited about coming into the season revealed itself. I mean, the margin of error is large when you talk about the backcourt. And I've said this from day one that, you know, when you have three guards that have the experience that Ohio State have, and then you have a talented freshman in Mobley, you know, you can afford to have one guy having a somewhat off night. And, you know, clearly you're going to have better games from Meechie Johnson. But you talk about Bruce was Bruce. Micah brought his experience and definitely set the tone. And I've said this before, when the veterans play well, it allows the freshmen to be more comfortable. And then, of course, you know, once Mobley hits his first three, then now the talent will show because he's not nervous anymore. So it was a great first game, and now you're in Columbus, Ohio to continue to grow, as Jake Deba said, as you played that.
Yeah, I was going to ask you a question about that part of his response there, Ron. And maybe when you have a young group, one of the things you are watching carefully for, if you get a really big win early, that doesn't settle in and get you feeling too confident because, as you and I know, there's still a long way to go for this basketball team. Great to see him ranked number 21, though.
Yeah, I do think the Cincinnati game kind of was a little gut punch there. You're on the road against Cincinnati. You're down by a major number, and that allows you to coach a little better the next game. Guys kind of come in and be a little bit more focused after a loss like that. But yeah, I think the point is well taken. I mean, it's a long season. As we know, you want to be playing your best basketball once you get in January, going into February. So that's his job as a coach, to pace his team, make sure that the young players continue to respond and grow. But he's got to be sleeping really well when you know that you have a Bruce Thornton on your team and you have two other veterans in your backcourt that will have the basketball in their hands more times than not down the stretches of game. You think about it, Bruce Thornton scored the last 9 points of that ball game.
Man, he was good.
He was very, very good, and rightfully so on the watch list for the preseason player of the year.
It's the guy you need. It really is. And then we even know that he's going to have some games where he's exhausted, and he'll need those teammates to pick him up. And look, Ron, it's okay to know where your strengths are. But as I talked about Aaron Bradshaw and Sean Stewart, what do you think their ceiling is going to be? What does the team need from those two guys?
The biggest thing when you go from your freshman to your sophomore year is understanding the importance of being consistent. You know, as a freshman, you're relying on your upperclassmen to be the guys that you need every single night. But now you step in that starting role as a sophomore. You didn't play a lot in your respective schools, Kentucky and Duke, but now you're starters. The biggest thing is to be consistent. You don't have to have 30 points, 15 rebounds, but just do your job, be consistent, be coachable, pay attention to the little things. I think that's the most important thing specifically for those two players.
Ron, always appreciate the chats here. Very excited for Buckeye basketball here in 2024-25. Let's start it up at home.
Yes, sir. Top 25. Let's get it going on. Go Bucks.
Go Bucks indeed. It really is a nice thing, you know, to be ranked, to have that respect of everybody that is paying attention to this sport. It's a cool thing. And now the job is to keep it, is to maintain. And you got a bunch of games coming up, and the non-conference schedule, my goodness. Texas was just the start. Real soon, right after this game this week, you're going on the road, a true road game. We want those, right? Those are the real tests at Texas A&M. This Youngstown State team, you know, this one's going to be interesting because you've got Ethan Faulkner, first-year head coach. He's just 34 years old. He's been an assistant on this Youngstown State staff, so he's a Jared Calhoun guy. Calhoun left for Utah State here. Now, it's a program, 5 straight winning seasons, back-to-back 20-win seasons, always pretty competitive in the horizon. They won it 2 years ago. They finished second in conference last year. They've got Nico Gillette, who just scored 20 points in the opener. A 4-year guy at Sacred Heart transfers over to Youngstown State. The transfers are just everywhere. It's real. All right, I will be back here with you for some post-game coverage. But coming up right now, network pregame coverage, Buckeye basketball taking on Youngstown State on The Fan.
You You've been listening to Fan Warm-Up. Stay tuned for Buckeye basketball on your flagship home for Ohio State athletics. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
1 in 3 student athletes gets disturbing messages from sports bettors. This threatens the safety and mental health of college athletes like Tyler.
I'm a student and an athlete. I don't deserve to be threatened over my play. If you're upset about your sports bet, don't take it out on me, because I'm more than a bet.
These threats are not acceptable. Stop harassing college athletes over a bet. Learn more at morethanabet.org.
Common Man here. I've told you about my friends at Sell for 1% Realtors. I am back to remind you that if you're thinking about selling your home, it should not cost you 6% to do it. Their premise is almost too good to be true. They sell your home for 1% commission, not 6. That's it. I had to check it out for myself, see if it was legit. I met with the family-run business here in Central Ohio. They will give you everything you expect from any realtor for a whole lot less. This is full service, not discount. They literally do everything that a realtor who charges you 6% is going to do, and probably more. They can do it because they use today's technology, which has made the realtor's job easier, taking photos, signing documents on your phone. And instead of keeping their prices the same like everybody else does, they pass the savings on to you because they know you're going to be happy with the service. Tell a friend, they get more business. Oh, what a novel concept. If I knew about these guys 10 years ago, I would have saved a boatload of money. On average, customers save about 10 grand in commissions. If you're selling, give my guys a call. 614-451-6616. Sellfor1%.com.
Our clients deserve for us to care, and they deserve to feel serviced. They have questions, and they deserve answers. We're counselors first because I'm not selling them anything. I'm trying to teach clients how to protect themselves. At Kurgis & Associates, we're personal injury attorneys. We've helped and continue to help hundreds and hundreds of clients every year. That's important to us. If you've been injured in an accident and it's not your fault, call now. 614-GOT-HURT. That's 614-GOT-HURT. Kurgis & Associates. Attorneys who care.
Our city is booming, and so is the crisis in our streets.
We have different groups coming in, so we have individuals returning to society from incarceration, individuals in recovery.
With homelessness on the rise, one organization is taking a different approach.
So this is what a typical house looks like.
The tiny project that could offer the biggest solutions and hope for the homeless.
Vista Village is for individuals who want a second chance.
All new Monday on 10 TV News at 6 and streaming on 10 TV Plus.
Here are the stars of our show.
I am your host, Ryan Seacrest.
The Wheel You Love is back.
Yes! Let's have some fun.
This season will truly be unlike any other.
This has never happened before on Wheel of Fortune.
With bigger trips.
Yeah, baby.
Bigger prizes.
I'd love to take you backstage to the iHeartRadio Music Festival.
And bigger surprises.
There it is.
What a great show.
Let's do it again tomorrow.
Wheel of Fortune. Weeknights at 7:30 on 10 TV.
Hey, football fans, are you ready to score big this NFL season? Anthony Rothman here to tell you that Bud Light and 97.1 The Fan have teamed up for the ultimate football face-off. Join us each week for football face-off events and your chance to win a trip to Vegas, where you'll compete for the grand prize, a trip for two to New Orleans for the Super Bowl. Drink Bud Light, enjoy the games, and take your shot at football glory. This week, join me on Friday night at Brothers Bar and Grill in the Arena District. I'll be there 5 to 7 p.m. getting ready for the Jackets, and I'll give you a shot at going to the Super Bowl.
Atlas Butler is built to keep you comfortable, and our plumbing services are no exception. You can rely on Atlas Butler for trusted, convenient plumbing and drain service. Our expert plumbers and drain specialists can take care of anything, from a broken water heater to a clogged drain. Call today, get it fixed today. That's our pledge to you.